Let's talk racism in football yet again. Because in the space of a week, this specific issue has gotten out of control. Last Tuesday, Vinicius Jr. alleged that he was racially targeted by Benfica's Cristiani during a Champions League tie. Now, the Argentine has since denied this allegation. He insists now that a homophobic slur was said, which is quite interesting in itself, but the subsequent fallout has been pretty demoralizing. Granted, Vinicius Jr. has suffered extensive racial abuse in the past. This isn't by any means a new phenomenon, but this specific incident in such a high state fixture put the topic front and center in mainstream discourse. It didn't help that one of football's biggest voices, Jose Mourinho, immediately went on to attack against Vinicius Jr., whilst the club of Cristiani Benfica insisted that the allegations were all false, going as far as to claim defamation against the perpetrator without any credible evidence to back this up, and shockingly uploading video footage on X in an attempt to debunk Mbappe's comments. As a witness of the incident, the trivial and petty nature at which Jose Mourinho and Benfica as an institution approached such a serious issue was frankly disappointing. Suddenly, racism was being debated online like it was a trivial subject. As expected, the small pro-racism crowd felt vindicated by a small but loud minority of apologists who thought the potential racial abuse of Vinicius Jr. could be in any way justifiable. So it comes as no surprise that in the following Premier League match day, football's biggest domestic league worldwide, 4 separate players were then subject to racist attacks, with Wesley Fofana and Hannibal Mejbri, Tolu Arokadale, and Romain Mandel, all victims of severe social media abuse. All 4 clubs of these players immediately released statements online condemning online racial abuse. It's good to see these clubs operating with moral clarity here. It's the bare minimum, to be honest. Now, combating online racism is infinitely more complicated because of the way social media exists. It's committed behind the screen, often via an anonymous identity. It's far more difficult to combat than in real life instances. But it's no coincidence that this spike in racial abuse comes in the immediate aftermath of a high profile alleged incident occurring on the pitch, because you give these racist scums online an inch and they'll feel empowered to act on their hatred. Also, without any accountability on social media platforms that are increasingly allowing legitimate hate speech to thrive, it's only going to get worse, which is why racism in real life has to be tackled more ruthlessly both on the pitch and in the stadiums. There should be a deeply rooted shame on anyone that engages in this kind of discrimination. And the punishment should be severe enough that even the racists themselves are second guessing their behavior. Look, it's very bleak out there. I don't think we can ever fully remove racism. But football clearly needs to do more. And influential figures within the game have a moral obligation to uphold a clear anti racist perspective when communicating with the media.